July 1915, the Great War in Europe. Welcome back. We take a look at the initiative player phase on the Italian front, and not much happened here. The Austrians closed the line. Two reinforcements brought into combat and take the Isonzo front. On the Western Front, the Germans planned some attacks, always with headquarters supply and supply from aircraft and so on, and always high odds attacks, so not to get lots of casualties by themselves, because the trench effect is so effective. And we can start at this spot here. There was some lonely ITL unit. I think it's the Italian unit in the French. Yeah, I think so. It's a 4-1, and when I flip the headquarter is a 5-1, and 5-1 minus 2. It's 5-1, it's a 1 in the end effect, and it's 1 and 1. Okay, this one is out of game forever, and one Landwehr unit is also missing, and the German can advance, and yes, they would like to advance, because this is makes the ring around this fortress here much tighter. So then here we have a situation where the Germans use two combat jets because they really want to have this space, and the French had also a fighter, but when they use the fighter it will be cancelled out with these new air tactics, and one German fighter came through, so it's no need to use it here in this battle. These new air units is out of the game, but yes, this was the effect, that this fighter came slowly through, and it's a 6-1 attack with no headquarter. The French uses a headquarter, so they could use a headquarter, but it had no effect because it cannot cancel out the air asset. So the German can advance after combat, and I think the 6-1, the headquarter is surely better used in another combat. So it's a 6-1, it's a 5-1 plus 1 and plus 2 because the aircraft. So it's a 5-1 flat without any modifier, and it's a 5, and so the Germans have no losses. The fighter came back in the next strategic round. The unit is away, and they can advance, and yes, they will do it. It's a little bit risky, but only a little bit. So then we have the next one here in this corner. It's a 5-1. It's a 5-1, and we use this headquarter to make it a 6-1. And so in the end it's a 5-1 minus 1. It's a 1, so both sides lose one unit. And the German can advance. I think this is the right composition. Okay, here is a 10-1, and the Germans had a fighter and a new air tactics, but they are not sure what they would like to use, and so I shuffled these two pieces here without seeing what is what. And so I don't know what is coming out, the new air tactics or the fighter. And so the French even don't know what it is. If it is the fighter, he came through and lost this space, and the ring to Verdun is a little bit more in danger. But he had also a fighter, and I think it's best to roll the dice. And he decided if it's 1, 2, and 3, he will use these. So we say this is the 1, and 1 and 3 he used this fighter also to cancel this out. And 4 is you don't use it. Okay, so you don't use it. And we take a look. What did the Germans do? Yes, they do the fighter. And so it's a 10 to 1. And a 10 to 1 is, you don't need to roll the dice. It's auto victory. And they can advance. And the fighter is out. Okay. So here we have a 8 to 1. And with the German headquarter, it's a 9 to 1. And so it's also an auto kill without losses. And the Germans would like to advance over the Marne. I think historically this didn't happen. This did not happen. I don't know. So even with the few reinforcements, what were gone to the French front, there also be attacks possible. So and here's a 5 to 1, and the Germans don't use the headquarter; they use it in the defense against the strong British forces. It's a 5 to 1 minus 2. It's a 2, and it's 1, 1, I think. Yes. Yep. And the Britain loses a good 3, 4, 4 unit, and the Germans a not so good 1, 2, 3 unit. This was the battles here at the Western Front, and I think the Germans made some progress here in the Vogesen, where the French now have to think about what to do, because yes, 2 breakthroughs. And it's not easy to decide what to do here. This is a little one problem, not so much. And this is also not nice, because they are very thin on this front, part of the front. And they have to decide. Okay, so we go to the Eastern Front. And here are the Allied player. The one who has to move, and the Serbian forces deployed a little bit more eastwards to make a threat against Sofia and also Rustchuk. Not a real threat, because they can easily be cut out of supply, but a little bit of threat. They abandoned the fort in Belgrade because the Austrians can now go over both sides, over this 2 hexes or this hex, and they have not enough troops, the Serbs, to defend both hexes. And as we saw here comes the reinforcements, strong power from the Austrians, a lot of new troops to clear the Balkan. And the Germans put a lot of their reinforcements also on the Eastern Front, here in the middle part, as we saw it. We saw it in the last video, of course. What do I talk about? Okay, and the Russians, they pulled a little bit back here. in the direction of Ivangorod and Lodz, and tried to kill here a stack. And they assembled 60 units around this stack with good support to the backyards, so they cannot be set out of supply. So it's 60, and the Germans had 4, 8, 11. So it's 5 to 1. 5 to 1. And then he flipped the headquarter. It's a 6 to 1. 6 to 1, it's 5 to 1 minus 1. And it's a 1. It's 1 and 2. I think it's a 1 and 2. Yeah. So even this massive force cannot kill Germans. Yeah, but you have also to roll the 1, of course. Okay, and 1 of these green steps. Yeah, but this is the only attack they could manage here. All the others are too weak to make some serious threats. Here he go here a little bit forward. Don't know what this can accomplish, but perhaps it takes some attraction from the Germans at this side. Okay, we want to see what happened here. Yes. That's all. Yeah. Yes, the Germans get some reinforcements here, but not that lot. A little bit. Yeah. Okay. So now we take a look at the Near East, and on the Egyptian front, nothing new, because we have already every time hot weather, and for the Turkish not so good to do something here. On the Iraqi front, the Turkish get the reinforcements, a lot put into Baghdad, 8 factors, and so they have to retreat, the tiny Indian forces. On the other side, in the Caucasus, things go bad for the Turkish, because they decided to put all these things in Baghdad and hope to hold this front a long time. And so the Russians have to get a little bit speed. And we have here a 3 to 1 attack with +1 for concentric. I roll it over there, 3 to 1. 3 to 1. And it's a 2. +1 is a 3. Three to 1. And the 3 is 1 and 2. So the Turkish are out, and they take 1 step with them. But here was, I think, a little one. Yeah, here was the one who had this task. And yes, to be fast, they attack Erzurum, and they put Yudenich into course, and they put Turkish determination. So it's 1 and 1 plus 1 plus 1. 1 and 1 plus 1. Yes, it's a 6. That's nice. It's 1 and 2. Okay, it's not so nice as I thought, but better does it go. So 2 Turkish units out of Erzurum, but the fortress still intact. But yes, I think the next round it's over, and these both markers are also. Yudenich has done his task, and yes, that's it for this action. And now we go to strategic movement. No, it's the initiative phase. Now there came the non-initiative phase. Okay, but let's come later.